Gargamel.
No, that was a very bad guess. That was Judge Amy Berman. Judge Jackson, if you're nasty.
She's not Gargamel at all.
No.
Okay, all right.
Or-
I'll give you one more chance.
Okay, let's do it.
Because I'm a
You're a giver.
I'm a merciful judge. Who said there are people who are still disseminating the lie that the election was stolen? They're doing it today, and the people who are stoking that anger for their own selfish purposes, they need to think about the havoc they've wreaked, the lives they've ruined, the harm their supporters, families even, and the threat to this country's foundation. Who said that?
Azrael.
No, also a bad guess. That's also Judge Amy
Azrael
Berman
doesn't talk.
Jackson. All right, you know what? I need to talk. Get me, thank God, former U.S. attorney. Oh, hi, Glenn Kirschner, star of Stage Screen, and of course, sexy liberal. I mean, you were magnificent, sir.
Good morning, Steph. I had so much fun with you and the crew out there. I'm telling you, let's do it again soon.
Yeah, let's. Oh, in fact, that was my favorite tweet of yours this week. Where is it? DOJ has many to choose from, but which crime likely will be the first one in which Trump is indicted? Here's my take at last night's show at the Saban Theater with Stephanie Miller and Sexy Liberals.
Oh.
I forgot because I was looking directly into your blue eyes. What did you say again? Which crime do we think?
Yeah, if I had to bet, it would be the classified documents crimes because those are so easy to prove, and frankly, they're so dangerous and damaging. And we need to send a message that it's just not okay to steal our nation's secrets.
Yeah. Well, speaking of which, that's what happened with this Capitol rioter. Boy, Glenn, I don't know about you. I can imagine Mike Fanone. I get traumatized seeing this video over every time, his body cam footage where, they dragged him into the mob yelling, "I got one." I mean, I just thought it was interesting what Officer Fanone said. He urged the judge to sentence the rioter to the maximum, saying he had cut his career in law enforcement short, suffered a heart attack, a traumatic brain injury, and he said, show him the same mercy he showed me on January 6th, which is none. So what is your take on, obviously this is a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, 7.5 years is a good start. I know Mike Fanone well. I worked murder cases with Mike when I was a prosecutor in D.C. He's the real deal. And it's funny, people see him now and they say, he comes across as sort of troubled and dark and sad. And I said, I will never take away anything from what he went through. But the Mike you see now is the Mike that I knew and worked with 20 years ago. He is a very serious, dedicated, committed law enforcement member. And now all of that has been taken away from him by Trump's supporters, whom Trump told to go attack the Capitol. I mean, let's never forget who's responsible for the whole production. It's Donald Trump.
Right. Well, and by the way, I think it was Eric Swalwell this week that said, Trump's wall of protection is crumbling. I mean, so let's talk about that. January 6th, first of all, hang on a second. Trump lawyers and DOJ, we know, met yesterday in a sealed hearing related to the Mar-a-Lago investigation. I don't know what you make of that because it was notable. It was in, it would typically be in Florida or New York for the documents thing. So what do you think this was about?
Oh, this is the Department of Justice overcoming assertions of privilege by these witnesses before the grand jury. And they will win that battle 10 times out of 10 because you can go in front of Congress and you can invoke all the privileges you want, attorney-client privilege, executive privilege, magical unicorn privilege. And Congress doesn't have the ability. They don't have the vehicle to overrule it. So they just have to kind of accept it. Guess what? Federal prosecutors in the grand jury have an easy way to overcome those assertions of privilege if they're bogus. You go right to the chief judge, you litigate it, and the chief judge orders the witness to testify. And the beauty of that is the witness then has complete legal cover because the judge has ordered him or her to testify, and nobody can come back at them for violating a privilege. So that is what I believe is going on behind closed doors in federal court in D.C.
Okay. Also, Secret Service stuff. 6 Secret Service agents are in the crosshairs of the House Select Committee investigating January 6th. They're wrapping up review of more than 1 million pages of Secret Service documents. They plan to bring in the top agents, including Tony Ornato, who is this, Trumpy that, has not gone on their oath to refute what Cassidy Hutchinson said, among other things, right? But I mean, more and more disturbing stuff coming out every day, right, about Secret Service. They did not brief Pence, Mike Pence, or his team about online threats uncovered before the January 6th attack. They were aware of the threats against Pence, including one saying he would be a dead man walking if he didn't do the right thing. Pence and his team were never briefed. They only learned of them when they were made public during the hearing. So we're hearing the same about, of course, threats to Pelosi and Schumer, etc. Talk to us about all that.
Yeah, I mean, this is something, it's bigger than politics. You know, if you're supposed to protect the president, protect high government officials, and you are motivated by politics or ideology, you know, that's something we have to rip out by the root. And I think that's what Congress is trying to do. Yeah, there are midterms coming up, and it may be that the J6 committee will not be working beyond January, but boy, they've showed no signs of slowing down yet. And I think it's good because they need to figure out if members of the Secret Service were complicit. I don't say that cavalierly or casually. They need to find out if they were complicit. And if they were, it needs to be ripped out by the root, and they need to be prosecuted if their conduct was criminal. Because, you know, it's just, I don't care if you're a Republican president, a Democrat. We need to protect folks who are doing the hard work of serving the people, assuming they're doing the hard work of serving the people.
Yeah.